everybody. It is Tuesday, and we're in the heart of downtown Conroe, coming to you live on the Cindy Cochran Show. I'm Cindy Cochran, so it works out well, right? Right, it does. But not long from now will we be coming to you out of your radio in the car. It will be so incredibly cool. You can ride around, listen to us on FM 104.5 and 106.1, and we'll be talking about that all the way up to that point, so to remind you, so that everybody can be in their car driving around and listening to us. And if you happen to go outside of our range, then you can have us on your app on your phone and still be listening to our Lone Star Community Radio. And you can listen to that globally. That's so cool to say globally. Well, Hillary Clinton last night announced and made herself the presumptive nominee because they said she had enough delegates to put her in that position to be the presumptive candidate. I'm telling you, nominee. I'm telling you, it's so funny that she did that, and now she has to backtrack on that because the 800 super delegates can't say who they're going to vote for until they get to the convention. So she kind of jumped the gun on that one. Not saying she won't get it, and today is the California primary, so in New Jersey, and so they're going to have to divide up and divvy up those delegates. But the deal is that she did it, and the Sanders people, Bernie Sanders people, and I know that we've had some guests on like Derek Sinkfield, who is very big Bernie Sanders supporter. They're so mad because that's going to keep a lot of those voters from going to vote, because they've announced that she's got all the delegates she needs. She will be the presumptive nominee, and this is just going through this formality. Like, they really don't count. New Jersey, you don't count. And California, you can just do it if you have nothing else better to do. But it's just mean. It's mean. It's just a mean-spirited thing to do, is to do something like that. So they just said she has all the delegates that she needs, but forgot to say 800 of those delegates cannot vote until they get to the convention. That's what Bernie Sanders was counting on. He was counting on persuading those who could vote either way, those 800 delegates that could vote either way, and trying to get them to go to his side. So it's still a little messy in the Democratic Party, and then there's still some mopping up to do over the GOP after the press descended on Donald Trump after he gave him a tongue lashing the other day and said that some of them were sleazeballs and things like that. So they're kind of coming back on him and saying, look, we've got you dead to right on this thing, on the Trump University deal. And so you are going down. This is going to be it. This will be the nail in the coffin that'll keep you down. I don't care how many other people that you've persuaded and what you said. But if you'll listen to all of the story and listen to the backstory, which you never get to hear because you only are able to listen to the clips if you listen to the news at all, that he had said that he didn't think he was going to get a fair shake in this trial that they're having about his university, which some of the people has said that they were conned, that it was just an upsell. Every class they went to, they were trying to upsell them to something else, and that it wasn't what they thought it was. They wanted their money back, and then this one lady started a countersuit, not a countersuit, it's this class action suit where you call everybody that might like to jump in on that and get some money. That's what you do. Well, the judge had taken the case and said this was this case needed to be run out, and then the lawyers found from Trump's side that this woman had signed and there was a tape of her saying how great the course was and how much she enjoyed it and yada 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 and all that stuff. So they had that. So he let her go, but he continued the case, and this is what made Trump really mad. Like, well, if you know that we have these people saying that they liked it and they enjoyed going and they learned something, then why wouldn't you drop the case? Just drop the case instead of continuing the case. Well, and Donald Trump said it may be because he's of Mexican descent, or I think he said he's a Mexican, and he is of Mexican descent, but he was born in Indiana, and so it's not he came over here from Mexico, or he's here illegally or anything like that. So, but Trump said that was not the only thing that he had made bad judgments on him before. There were other things, but he thought his ties to organizations that are against Trump would make him where he needs to recuse himself. And so now the media, this is the way they took it. Donald Trump is the biggest racist they've ever seen, and for him to say that he wants him recused just because he's of Mexican descent is racist, and that he is and he's all wrong and all that. So many other people have come out and said, look, you can ask for a judge to recuse himself if you think they're biased in any way. And that's what he did. But the way he said it, and coming out of Donald Trump's mouth, it's, indelible print. And so no matter how you were thinking at the time, you said it. You're in it. So he's having to spend time on that, which he should just say, look, I said it, and this is what I was thinking when I said it, and that's it. I ain't going to talk about it anymore. I got better things to talk about, and we're going to talk about jobs and all that kind of stuff, and which color brick I want to use to build the wall. Something that is outside of that, and get over it. But he is a man, and men, and this is a man deal, that he sure doesn't want to lose face. He does not want to be countered when he knows he feels like he's in the right. And he has told all of his surrogates, go ahead and talk about this if you want to, because, we're right. We are right. We can ask that judge to recuse himself, and I think he is biased, and you look at who he's tied to and all that. So now they're coming out with things that people he is tied to, and now they're going to have to go through all of that. But Donald, I'm telling you, go on with all the other stuff that you said you want to do, and get it done. And it'll be so exciting, because we want this country to come back from a doldrums that's been in. And you should be jumping on the fact that there was only 35,000 jobs created last month when they were all predicting 150,000. So something's wrong. The growth is slowed. And that was one day after the president said the economy's strong, it's growing, and all that. So, if this is a fluke, which is strange, it's because you start the summer, that's when a lot of the teenagers and the college kids have come back and they're trying to get a job. And so they'll count those as jobs. So anyway, I think there's so much more to talk about from his side. So I'm upset with him. Like, let's get over this, move past it. I know the press won't let you, but you can dominate that. You can. It's just you're trying to make sure everybody knows that you were in the right, and everybody else is wrong. So I'm just call me Donald. Just call me Donald. Don't call me Donald, but Donald, call me, because I need to talk to you. You need some sage advice. And there's nobody more sage than I am that could give you some advice on, you saw what I tried to help Hillary, and she wasn't going to take it, and she got in a lot of trouble, and Bernie just kind of took over her. So it's just my way of trying to help you out and get you through this and over the hump. Okay, so we're going to be taking a break in a short time, but I want to tell you what we're coming up with. First of all, I want to introduce you to the new intern for the IR Lone Star Community Radio, and I just get to see her during this hour, so I'll claim her during this hour if Richard lets me. A lot of times he won't. He's so selfish with his interns. But Kalena Wu is going to be on next segment, and I'm going to talk to her and let you get to know her. She's standing right by Richard's side. He's teaching her everything he knows, and it's just this wealth of information that's streaming from one head to the other, and she will be running the show, I'm sure, soon. But this is what she wants to go to college for. She is still in high school, but she is going to college, and we're excited to have her. And of course, under my influence, imagine how the growth of this girl is going to happen. So she's only heard me 2 days, and so we'll get her reaction to that. And it won't cost you your job or anything, Kalena. If you want to speak the truth, it's okay. It's all right. So anyway, don't go away, because we've got a lot more to say. You know that. And we'll meet Kalena Wu, and then we're going to talk about Katie Kirk and her bad editing job.
The Cindy Cochran Show, the first daily talk show serving Montgomery County.
Want to check out what it's like to be on the radio? Need credit for school? For an internship? Then contact Dick online at dick@irlonestar.com. Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's community radio station, and we are here to be part of the community.
The Cindy Cochran Show, the first daily talk show serving Montgomery County.
And we're back. The Cindy Cochran Show. Yes, sirree. Listen, we've got some people that have messaged us. Let us know that they're listening. And I certainly want to say good morning to Dennis. And good morning to Carly. Yes. And then Kiara. I love that name. That is so great. Kiara is Kalena's sister's, her twin sister name. And is she listening, yes. Kalena? Okay, all right, good. All right. All right, Kiara. Now say Kiara, is that right?
Yes.
Kiara? That's a great name, Kiara and Kalena. So when y'all were out playing, your mother had to come out there.
Is that who came in yesterday?
No.
That was a joke. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, they're going to fool you, Richard. They're going to send Kiara will come in one day. Are y'all identical twins?
No, we're fraternal.
Fraternal, okay. Yeah. So that means she doesn't look as much like you. You can tell you're twins, or can you not tell you're twins at all?
You can tell. People think we're identical, but we're not. We have little differences.
Mm-hmm.
Six toe, you know.
Make her come in with you and
mustache.
Let me see.
One of them has a mustache.
Okay. Yeah, that we can do that. That'll be fun. Okay, Kiara, so listen carefully. And Kylie Crimmon, I always like CC Cool is what we called her. She was an intern here at one time, and she will be here tomorrow, and so we'll get to say hi to her. But anyway, I just wanted to say that I think that, you know, you're aspiring to be into this media business, and that you already have no fear of using media. And do you have a Twitter account?
Yes, I have almost everything.
You have. Yeah. Let's go through it. Twitter,
Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook. I may not have everything, but I have a lot of the main ones, actually.
Okay, and so let's see. So you don't have. What was the first one that came out? It was in the 80s. The late 80s, I guess, early 90s. The one that everybody went to, and they exchanged music, and what was the name of that? So it's just like yesterday, but now it's so old and it's so antiquated. If you said it,
Napster. But
there was, what's the one where it was kind of like they exchanged, messages and stuff like that? And
AOL.
No, there was another.
MySpace.
What? MySpace. MySpace is what I was thinking of. But MySpace is something that a lot of people, if you say it, they start laughing that you really don't have a MySpace account. They're not even still on there, are they? But so Napster was the big deal. Like, everybody was so excited. I'm getting all this music. This is one of them. And all of a sudden it went boom, went down. And so I think that but you're up on that, like, cutting edge. You know everything that's happening, like, right now. Snapchat, when you do Snapchat, is that the thing that you can do? You could chat on, but it'll go away. It's
pictures that are instantly sent, but then they go away.
And that's what Hillary Clinton said she liked about Snapchat. Okay, so that I couldn't remember what it was exactly she liked about it. Now, Twitter is Twitter going away, or in Instagram being the one that is taking over?
I think for now, Twitter is still pretty prominent. Mm-hmm. For me, I don't use it as much, but I think pretty much everyone still uses it.
Is it because since Donald Trump has started using it, you think, wait a minute, this old guy's using Twitter like this? I'm not going to use this anymore.
I think more people are actually going on there to see what he's doing.
Yeah.
They're not used to maybe an older generation being on
maybe. I don't think anybody of his generation probably is using Twitter, but the young kids going for curiosity to see what he was going to rant about it would be fun. I can understand that. But now, if you were to have you had to teach your parents or grandparents? Or anything
I don't want to
it?
teach my parents or grandparents. I don't want them to be on there at all.
You know, what's so funny is that commercial where the kids are coming over to see grandma and grandpa, and they both come out the door and say, "Hi, so good to see you." None of this works, and they hand them their computer and their phone and everything, and the kids are standing there like, "What?" And so the kids are always having to help everybody, but you have no fear of it because you grew up in it, and so it was like second nature to you. But like I have no fear of the telephone. I have no idea how it works, but I have no fear of using the telephone. But trying to maneuver through a lot of the stuff. And now here's what's odd about it. I have been editing video commercials and all that stuff. I've been editing since 1987. I've been editing, and it's been on different formats because formats have changed the way that you edit. And I worked at Time Warner as their executive producer, but I had to edit. I had to learn how to edit on my own because I found out that editors are very lazy. And when you sit next to them and you say, "I'd really like this to come in 2 seconds in, let it fade out," then they go, "Oh, I can't do that." "Oh, why not?" "Well, I just don't have enough of the video left for me to do that." And so I believed them. I believed everything they said to me until I started seeing, the more I learned about it, I was going like, "You lazy." Some of the editors I worked with were very lazy and they didn't want to do it. So they knew I didn't know anything, so they just told me, "It's not possible. The exchange of the XYZ will not exchange in that XYZ, and we can't." They just make up stuff, and so I go like, "Okay, all right." But editing is a very important thing, and people are getting so savvy to it because a lot of people can edit their own stuff. And I'm not talking about pictures. I'm talking about video and or film. But kids have got these, have got the apps and all that stuff that they can bring in and do some really cool editing that you can do right there on your phone, right there, and they understand dissolve, they understand cuts, they understand cutaways and what that means. And apparently, though, Katie Couric, who's been in this business a lot longer than I have, but she, for some reason, they're doing this documentary on gun control.
Yeah.
Did you see the video of the story? Did you see the story at all?
No, I haven't. No.
Yeah. Your IDC factor on this is probably high. That means I don't care. And so,
No.
And so what she did was, she had a group of people that were pro guns and pro the amendment that says it's okay to carry guns, and she has this question that she asked: what would it hurt if we had more gun control, or we had stiffer regulations, or anything like what would that hurt? Would that hurt anything? And anyway, the question she asked was very provocative, and all of a sudden it goes silent. And these gun activists are sitting there, and they're kind of looking off, and they're looking at the other one, and there's no sound, and it's just, there's ambient of the room, which every good sound editor gets plenty of that so they can use it intermittently. But there they are, just sitting staring at each other. Find out that the truth is that was never there. They put that in. They took shots of whenever cutaway shots of when they were listening to somebody else talk. And they had shots like that. They had done, manipulated the system to make it look like they didn't know how to answer her question, or they didn't understand it. But that never happened. So then somebody got a hold of the real stuff, the editing and the real footage. And they were talking immediately. They said, "Well, we do have provisions for this, and we do." And they answered the question, but it was taken out and it was found out. She denied that there was any mis-editing going on there. And then when they found the footage and presented her with the footage, she had to go like, probably shouldn't have done that. That probably wasn't right. But we were just trying to. She blamed it on the director, blamed it on the editor and all that. And it made her look really bad. Took away a lot of credibility on her part. Then we find out, now we bring it to Washington, and James Rosen, who is a Fox reporter, was in a news conference with national security people, and he asked them a question saying, is it true? I've heard reports that you guys are in talks with Iran already. Y'all have been in talks with Iran, and she said, no, that's not true, and then did some spin thing on it. But he had heard this, and she never would answer it. When the video came out of the news conference, there was a white flash that happened right before he asked the question, and then another white flash after I assumed that she had answered with whatever she answered with, the lie she said then. And people were astounded at the stupidity of the editing. That would have been so simple to edit that out without a white flash being in there and causing a lot of attention to that. So they called him on it, and they said someone high up called them and told them to take that question out. That question was to be taken out. And nobody can remember who called or when they called or what it was. And so now they've got that editing problem. And they're going to have to come before Congress to answer why they were messing with that and lied about what they had said, that the talks with Iran had already started earlier, and they said, no, we have to do it right now because we have a window now. So it was just a lie. But they edited that out, and really they got caught with it. So I just am amazed. I'm amazed at, how much money they probably have, and the people with experience that they have working for them, that they wouldn't advise them and say, you know what? Everybody that was in my class at NYU doing editing is going to know what happened. You guys are going to be sorry. But they think the American public is so stupid that they can get things past them, and that, oh, well, we don't know who did it. Who called that? I never called, and that kind of stuff. So editing it's a big art. And so have you ever had, do you want to do that? Is that anything you want to do? Is edit? Probably not now.
Well, I'm open to it. I'm not really sure exactly which part of, radio or media I want to be a part of, so that's why I'm trying to get some exposure
to everything.
I'm open to it, yeah, because it looks really interesting.
That's
what you're doing,
right? Exactly. That's wonderful, and have some integrity about it as well. To do that. We got to go to a hard break right now, and so. Remember, come back. We're just going to be gone just a couple of minutes. We're going to be back. Don't worry. Calm down. All right, you listen to the Cindy Cochran Show. Be back.
The Cindy Cochran Show. You ain't heard nothing yet.
Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's community radio station, and we're looking for more talk shows and volunteer DJs for our music shows. If you're interested in having your own talk show on Lone Star, or always wanted to live out your dream of being a music DJ, contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com/contact us, or call the station at 936-647-5747 for more information.
The Cindy Cochran Show, the most opinionated talk show on radio.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show, and I just have to thank my co-host for the last couple segments, Kalena Wu, and her sister, Kiara, who's listening, and she knows she's going to be on here with her one time, so she's going like, what did you get me into? What are you doing to me? But it'll be fun. It's going to be okay, Kiara. Also, Don Wilson. I told you about Don yesterday. Don is listening right now, and he's in L.A., and I'm going to have him on the show on Thursday. He's going to be on the show Thursday, and we're going to talk about how Elvis Presley took him under his wings because he had lost both his parents and has just had... as tragic as that was, a lot of good things have come from that, and he's met, like a lot of people, and has been, all around. And so he's going to be fun to talk to. I met him at Channel 13 on Good Morning Houston, and he remembered me, and so he stalked me and went on Facebook. No, he investigated and found out where I was, and sent a picture of me with him and said, are you still the same Cindy Cochran? I guess he couldn't recognize it through the picture I have up now and what it was like 35, 50 years ago. So anyway, but Don Wilson is going to be with us, and I hope that you join us on Thursday for sure, but we'll be here tomorrow as well. Yes, we will. And Kalena will be standing back there with Richard and going like, I can't believe I ruined my whole reputation by being on. No, she didn't. It's fun. Okay, guys, listen. The other thing I want to tell you is that Chamber Chat's coming up, and Chamber Chat's a very important a very important part of the station because we love the chamber, and we had Brian Bondi on with us last Wednesday, and he was amazing. He has such a great sense of humor, and I thought, presidents of chambers would be like, just wouldn't be there. But he knows everything. He has a lot of that knowledge of things that have happened in the past. You know what that's called. Anyway, so he's great. But the chamber chat's coming up next, and please listen to them chat. They enjoy it when people listen to them chat. And of course, you can always Facebook them as well. Anyway, boy, and so a lot of things going on, a lot of things coming up, and you have to stay with us because this is where it's going. So listen, I want to take a quick break right now. We'll be right back, and just I got to sign off and tell you about some interesting things that will be coming up tomorrow. Okay, don't go away. 2 minutes. That's all. 2 minutes.
The Cindy Cochran Show. You ain't heard nothing yet.
Did you know your favorite show on Lone Star Community Radio are on social media? Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Instagram, you name it, they're on it. Check out where they are online on irlonestar.com/shows and see which of your favorite hosts are online. Make sure to follow them and see what is in store for the next broadcast. Follow Lone Star Community Radio on Twitter at irlonestar or Facebook with facebook.com/irlonestar.
The Cindy Cochran Show, the most opinionated talk show on radio.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. We just got a few more minutes left in this segment. And remember, don't forget Chamber Chat. But yes, tomorrow, Wednesday, on the Cindy Cochran Show, we're going to be discussing that all-important California and New Jersey primary that's going to happen tonight. I mean, I've got my popcorn ready and my Coke and everything to snuggle up to the TV to listen to the primary. I don't know if anybody else does that or not, but I am so excited to see what happens, because if Bernie Sanders pulls out a win, it's going to just kind of knock the announcement she made as being presumptive nominee just a little further down. It's going to mess that up a little bit. And so it's just always fun that kind of controversy happening. And so we're excited about that. And then Donald Trump, of course, will try and keep his mouth out of it and let her go ahead and do that. And then go along with what's going to happen next. So we'll talk about that, and it'll be fun because we'll have all the answers by that time of what's going to happen, and if Hillary Clinton is really going to make history. Okay, guys, I want to say first of all and last of all, thank you, Kalena. You're great and you're wonderful. And just think about all the things you have to look forward to in your future.
Thank you.
Imagine by the time you finish college, what Star Wars it'll be. Episode. I know. 550. No, I hope so. And you then can take part of that and go to LA and start your audio and say, it all happened. I was totally inspired by the Cindy Cochran Show. Because if it wasn't for that show and realizing what really bad audio could be. I think that, not the audio, but what comes out of my mouth. Anyway, but we have fun on this show, and this show is dedicated to random, and it is, we talk about everything and anything that, pops into my head is going to be happening because there's not a filter. That I take away from Donald Trump, but I'm just a little bit better than he is because I won't say bad words. Mm-hmm. And it's a family show. But it's a fun show, but we do talk politics, we can talk religion, we can talk a lot of different things, and anybody that they want to comment, they don't agree with me, that's fine. I even love it when you don't agree with me. Tell me where I'm wrong, and we'll discuss it, and it'll be great. So you guys Facebook me on the Cindy Cochran Show if you want to go ahead and just put out there what you think is going to happen tomorrow during the primary. Let me know. The Cindy Cochran Show on Facebook, and message me. And I'll read them on the air. I will read everything. I can read almost everybody's messages except Dennis Connor, because he says some bad words sometimes. I have to edit that out. Talk about editing. Okay, anyway, we will be back tomorrow. Don't go away. Monday through Friday. And remember, Chamber Chat is coming right up.
Thanks for checking out this production on Lone Star Community Radio, Montgomery County's radio station. For more information on this show and other shows on Lone Star, check us out online at irlonestar.com. If you're interested in sponsoring a program on Lone Star Community Radio and reaching the local audience of Montgomery County on FM, internet, and TV media, please call 936-647-5747 or contact us online at irlonestar.com. This recording is a Lone Star Community Radio production, produced by the show host and Dick Schissler of Lone Star Community Radio. Interested in volunteering as a music DJ or starting your own talk show? Contact Dick Schissler at dick@irlonestar.com or by phone at 936-647-5747.